My novel is called, or not my novel. My personal narrative is called The Jump. If I land on the rocks, that'll be the end. My legs were shaking from the coldness of the water. What if I don't jump far enough? What if I jump too far? My mind was flooding with the constant what ifs. I looked up from the swimming well and felt a sharp breeze passing through my senseless body. My heart was beating faster than a train's engine. I slowly turned to where the water's eyes darted on my back. My feet felt numb from ascending all the rocks that I climbed just to get to this point. I deeply inhaled and stored the oxygen in my lungs, cherishing it in case something were to go wrong. My eyes emerged shut and I let go. Everyone in the car, my mom yelled from across the lengthy, uncut grass. I don't understand why we're going to a swimming well. It's kind of windy, my brother complained. You kids are always complaining about how bored you are whenever you're at home, so get in the car and stop complaining. As my family and I sat quietly in the moving vehicle, not wanting to disturb my mom, my brother extended his arm over my shoulder from the back seat to show me a picture of the swimming well that we were heading to. The photo resembled a river in a green wooded area. The well seemed to be surrounded by a various number of plants. I quickly took the phone from my brother and started searching more into depth of the area. As my fingers scrolled down the Google webpage, my eyes came across an alarming title: People Who've Nearly Died Diving Into Jacob's Well. I handed my brother his phone and blankly stared out the window. So who's jumping in the well with me? My cousin Aaron questioned very excitedly as we drove into the dirt parking lot. You're funny, Aaron, but nobody's jumping off that rock. It's too high, plus a lot of people have died and almost died jumping into the water well from up there, I stated strongly. Well, I think you should try something new for once, Aaron explained. I'm not trying to die, I declared, and I don't think you should either. What if something bad happens? Then something bad happens. Life is a thrill, Yaxeni. Enjoy the road, my cousin remarked. Moments later, we made our way up to the hill to get to the swimming well. I took a deep breath of the forest air and let out all my worries that I had about the well. Maybe this won't be scary. Aaron was right. I need to start doing things I'm scared of. My mind constantly reminded me. As we got closer, I heard a quantity of different voices. I don't think there would be this much people, I said confused. Mid-sentence, I was interrupted by a loud yell. I'm about to jump! I quickly faced my attention to the voice. It appeared to be an older man who stood very still on the rocks I had seen on the pictures. His arms reached over his head and straightened. The daring man let out a little chuckle and fell forward. His body was as linear as a pencil and stayed in the air for about 5 seconds. In a blink of an eye, his existence laid in the water. The man's head popped out of the water and threw his fist in the air, letting out a booming woo. Hey, Yaxeni, come with me up this hill real quick. I have to show you something really cool, my cousin demanded. Okay, but where are we going? I questioned. Just wait and see. I promise this view will be amazing. As we made our last steps up the mound, I looked up and perceived the orange and pink sky. The sunset was so ravishing as a princess. I took a snapshot of the view in my head, making sure I would never forget this moment. You think that's beautiful? Aaron smiled. Follow me. I followed my cousin into a rocky area where many college kids stood. A good number of people stood in front of me looking at something I couldn't quite see. I made my way through the crowd and saw a lady with beach blonde hair in a position that looked as if she were about to jump. I didn't understand what this lady was doing until she leaped over the edge. I was standing on the very rock that I feared. I looked to my left and noticed that Aaron had the look of joy on his face, watching the lady jump off the rock. Aaron, take me off this rock, I expressed. You're not even giving this a shot, he replied. Look, if you jump, I'll jump too. I looked over the edge of the rock and contemplated. Maybe if I don't think about it, it won't intimidate me as much. I slowly walked towards the verge and looked up. The sky was as still and beautiful as it was when I first got up here. Before I knew it, I was in the water with an uncontrollable smile. I poked my head out of the swimming well and my whole life changed. The moment I registered that I actually jumped off the well made me revamp my perspectives in life. It made me realize that doing things I fear the most makes me so much more of a happier person. To this day, I continue to try new things that I may fear to get the experience and thrill. For example, have you ever kissed a monkey?